Most men get this completely wrong. They think attraction is about saying the right thing, looking a certain way, or constantly trying to impress a woman. It's not. In fact, the one thing women secretly love is something 99% of men never do. And the crazy part? The harder most men try to get attraction, the further they push it away. If you understand this psychological shift, everything changes. Because attraction isn't created by effort. It's created by perception. Here's what you don't understand. Most men are focused on getting a woman's attention. High-value men are focused on keeping their own attention. That sounds simple, but it's one of the biggest attraction triggers in female psychology. Think about it. When a man immediately makes a woman the center of his world, what message is he sending? He's telling her that his life wasn't exciting enough before she arrived, that he needs something from her. Validation, approval, attention. And that's exactly why attraction starts dying. Women don't fall for men who need them. They become curious about men who want them but don't need them. Big difference. This is where most men fail. The moment they like a woman, they stop acting like themselves. They become overly available. They answer instantly. They cancel plans. They agree with everything. They slowly transform into a salesman trying to close a deal. And nobody is attracted to a salesman, especially when the product being sold is himself. What women secretly love is emotional independence. A man who enjoys her presence but isn't dependent on it. A man whose mood doesn't rise and fall based on a text message. Because emotional control signals strength, and strength creates attraction. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Women pay far more attention to your reactions than your actions. Most men believe attraction comes from what they do. The date, the compliments, the gifts, the jokes. But female psychology often works differently. Women watch how you respond to situations, how you handle uncertainty, how you react under pressure, how you deal with disappointment. Anyone can look confident when things are going well. The attractive man remains composed when things aren't, and that's rare. That's exactly why it stands out. When a woman cancels a date and a man becomes emotional, needy or passive-aggressive, he reveals weakness. But when he simply says, "No problem, maybe another time," and continues living his life, something powerful happens. He becomes harder to read, harder to control, harder to replace. And mystery is often more attractive than certainty. Now, before you misunderstand this, being detached doesn't mean acting cold. This is where many men make a huge mistake. They hear the word detachment and start ignoring women. They become distant, unresponsive, emotionally unavailable. That's not confidence. That's insecurity wearing a mask. True detachment means you're okay with either outcome. If she likes you, great. If she doesn't, you're still great. That mindset changes everything, because now your behavior comes from choice instead of fear. And women can feel that difference immediately. Here's another secret most men never realize. Women are often attracted to a man who creates emotional experiences, not emotional comfort. Read that again. Most men try to avoid tension. They try to make every interaction safe, predictable, comfortable. But attraction doesn't grow in comfort alone. It grows in emotional movement, excitement, challenge, playfulness, uncertainty. That's why the guy who says exactly what everyone expects is usually forgotten. And the guy who surprises her becomes memorable. This doesn't mean being rude. It means being unpredictable in a positive way. Having opinions, having standards, having a personality, because nothing kills attraction faster than being completely predictable. And that leads to another truth. Scarcity creates value, not because women enjoy games, but because human psychology values what appears limited. When a man is constantly available, constantly texting, constantly checking in, he unintentionally lowers his perceived value. Not because he's kind, but because he's showing that nobody else is demanding his time. Meanwhile, the man who's focused on his mission, his goals, his growth, his attention becomes more valuable, and attention is a currency. The less desperately you spend it, the more valuable it becomes. Now here's the biggest secret of all. Women don't secretly love perfection. They secretly love certainty. Not certainty about the relationship. certainty about yourself, a man who knows who he is, a man who doesn't change personalities depending on who's watching, a man who doesn't abandon his standards for approval, because confidence isn't believing everyone will like you. Confidence is being okay when they don't, and that's exactly what makes someone magnetic. Most men spend years trying to become more attractive to women. The smartest men become more attractive to themselves first. They build discipline, purpose, self-respect, emotional control, and as a side effect, attraction follows. Because female psychology responds to signals, and the strongest signal you can send is this: my life is already meaningful. You're welcome to be part of it, but you're not responsible for creating it. That's powerful. That's rare. And that's what 99% of men never do. So stop chasing attention. Stop performing. Stop trying to convince people of your value. Build a life that proves it. Because the moment you stop needing validation is often the moment you become impossible to ignore. And remember this: the man who chases attraction loses it. The man who builds himself attracts it naturally.